So the first chapter of class 7 is nutrition in plants. But before going further, let us discuss about two important definitions. First, the nutrients. Children, nutrients are the components of food like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals that are present in your food items. These are known as the nutrients. Whereas nutrition is nothing but the mode, the way you take the food inside your body and the way you utilize it. So this is known as nutrition. Now children, modes of nutrition in plant. As I already told you, nutrition is nothing but the process of obtaining food, like how you are getting the food. So modes in plants, there are basically two types of modes of nutrition. The first one is the autotrophic mode of nutrition, and the second one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now firstly we will discuss about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now children, you all must have seen plants around you. Most of them will be green in color. They take carbon dioxide from the air and water from the roots and sunlight from the sun. And in the presence of chlorophyll, they make food for themselves. That is, they are making food by themselves. And this process is known as photosynthesis. You all must be aware about this process. So children, here you can see that the green plants are capable to make their own food. So the ability to prepare food for themselves. Plants are able to make food for themselves, and that is why the plants are known as autotrophs. Auto means self, trophs means nourishment. So the nutrition in which an organism prepare its own food is known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now let's take the example, all the green plants and blue-green algae, because it has chlorophyll in it. That is why these are they show autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now let's come to the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now children, plants which cannot produce their own food, and so these are dependent on green plants or other organisms for their food. So such plants are called autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so these type of plants are known as heterotrophs. Fine. These are of four types. First one is the parasitic, second is the saprophytic, third one symbiotic, and fourth one is the insectivorous mode of nutrition. So firstly, we will be discussing about the parasitic mode of nutrition. Children, in the parasitic mode of nutrition, what happens? Some plants like Cuscuta, in general known as amarbel, so they grow over the plant, and this Cuscuta is known as parasite. Okay, and the plant which allows the Cuscuta to grow on it, this plant particularly is known as the host. Okay, so now this host, what does it do? It gives all the nutrients to the parasite. So here the Cuscuta is the parasite. Alright, so such type of nutrition in which organisms obtain nutrient from other organisms' body are called parasitic nutrition. Fine. Now let's see some other examples. Firstly, the corpse flower, and second is the Rafflesia, etc. These are the few heterotrophic plants. Now second comes the saprophytic nutrition. Now children, in saprophytic nutrition, some plants such as mushroom, it secretes digestive juices on dead plants and animals so as to convert it into simpler substances in solution form. They absorb the nutrients. Okay, so these mushrooms, what will do? They will absorb the nutrients from the solution so formed. So such type of nutrition in which organism obtain nutrients from dead and decaying organic substance is called saprophytic nutrition. All right. Now let's know something else. And the organisms that show this mode of nutrition are called saprophytic mode of nutrition and are called saprophytes. So mushrooms are the saprophytes and they show saprophytic nutrition. Another example is the bread mold. The bread mold, also known as Rhizopus mucor or pin mold, often food items like pickle and material like leather, you must have seen that they get spoiled. Okay, and this happens due to the saprophytes such as fungi. Now let us discuss further about the next type of mode of nutrition, that is the symbiotic mode of nutrition. Okay, organisms which live together like friends, they share shelter and food. So in this type of nutrition, the organisms live like friends. Now in science, we call such relationship as symbiotic relationship. Okay, now for example, now children, in the roots there are the rhizobium bacteria. There's a rhizobium bacteria in the leguminous plants like peas, mung and beans. So what happens here? The leguminous plant let the bacteria live in its root and also provide all the food that the bacteria needs. Then the bacteria, on the other hand, what does it do? It converts the nitrogen present in the soil so that it can be used up by the plant. So in this way, the bacteria and the plant, they both are working simultaneously. Alright, they are completing each other's need. So this type of mode of nutrition is known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, now algae and fungi, they both are also called as lichen. Algae and fungi is also called as lichen. So what happens here is fungi, it share the shelter, water and other nutrients to the algae, whereas the algae in return, it offers food prepared by photosynthesis and it gives to the fungi. So this is how this combination works. Okay, now next comes the insectivorous nutrition. And this is very important, like insect eating. Some plants, you must have seen, you must be knowing that some plants eat insects. Firstly, Venus flytrap and second is the pitcher plant. So as you can see in the figure, these type of plants, they can easily catch or they can easily eat the insects. Okay, because they are colorful, so that is why these insects, they get attracted towards them. In such plants, children, what happens is, in such plants, leaves are modified into trap organs such as pitcher, which helps in catching the insects. The hair, you must be looking the hair present in the pitcher hold the insects and does not let it escape, and with the help of digestive enzymes, they digest these insects and obtain the nutrients from it. So this type of plant, it gets all the nutrients that are needed from the insects only. Now, children, the question arises that why do they need to eat insects? Okay. Children, as you know that there is a need of conversion of complex matter into the simpler form so that it becomes easier for the plants to easily digest or take the matter. But unfortunately, like and this you must be knowing that there are rhizobium bacteria in the roots. So because of this rhizobium bacteria, the nitrogen fixation takes place. The nitrogen fixation is nothing but the conversion of complex nitrogenous matter to the simple form, that is the ammonia. Okay, and this is known as nitrogen fixation, or you can say nitrification. So this is done by the rhizobium bacteria. But unfortunately, what happens, children, because of the acidic nature of the soil, this process cannot take place in the case of such plants. So that is why the plant it search for some other source of food, which is nothing but the insects. So this is why such plants need insects for their nutrition. So I hope you all must have got through it. So all the best.